What is up, my little Danos? Vepsisi, your coach of the Helsinki Dragons, and we are here for the one last ride bracket section when our first opponent going to this in top 16 will be J. Ricky, who is a friend of ours, somebody that I've had to play. I think the last time I got to play him was in PPL, but it's been a long time as well, and it was a little hacksy as well in my favor, so it wasn't the cleanest game, but hopefully today we can beat J. Ricky and in a little bit cleaner fashion. His roster you can see on the right side, as I'll go briefly the game plan going to this, and then we get to see how the battle goes. So the first one that we have is a Life Orb Terra Crash Tornadoes with Nasty Blood 3 attacks. We have Blignate Storm as a Flying Stab, Terra Blast Crash, as well as Heat Wave into Nasty Blood. The main reason why I went with Crash is that I feel like Crash offensively looks best into him to deal with also the Terra Ogerpon Wellspring, which is really throughout this tournament is probably the Pokemon that I fear the most into my own roster. Like, I don't have great measures of dealing with it defensively. Offensively, I can always find a way to deal with it, like the Taunty, but like defensively, it's not a reliable response in my opinion, even with Crash. Like, you can check it, but you cannot counter it all the time, I feel like. So we are going with Life Orb Tornadoes because I feel like it has a good opportunity to win. It has a couple of hurdles, mainly the turtle guy. I need Terrapagos, I need to break its shell, but once that's been dealt with, or been broken down at least, then this guy has the opportunity to win. The only other outcome that I have to worry about that could check me is a Choice Scarf for booster speed, Roaring Moon, but we have Tinkaton to help with that, but we cover that a little bit later. Then we have, of course, shout out to J. Ricky, our opponent. We have to bring at least Citrus Berry or maybe two potentially into him. And Mr. Lou is a very simple set. Like, this is the most simple paycheck Mr. Lou set you can find. Earthquake, Ruination, Spikes, and Whirlwind. This is just here to help with the Iron Crown as well as the Terrapagos. There's nothing else to it. And get up some spikes while at it. Then we have shout out to J. Ricky once again, Citrus Berry on a physical side. In case you don't know, J. Ricky kind of took it on himself to be the creator of Citrus Berry, which is, you know, you can decide yourself how true that statement is, but it's kind of like a meme at this point. And I'm gonna play along into that meme as well. So we have a Citrus Berry Pets round. This is my best attempt to deal with the Terra Water Pokemon Wellspring, which is like Hex, Malignant Chain, Foreplay, and Recover. We have Hex for the Gliscor, otherwise it's just the Malignant Chain and Foreplay. Foreplay is mainly my best way to hit the Ogerpon Wellspring with this set, or with this Pokemon particularly, because it gets a Speed F boost when it terrorizes. It makes it very tough for me to otherwise deal with it, so that's pretty much it. And then we have like Air Balloon, like a defensive Tinkaton with Pickpocket. This is meant to be there to check the Roaring Moon. And with the Pickpocket and Air Balloon included, once he procs my Air Balloon, like with a Choice Scarf U-turn, I'm actually able to steal his Choice Scarf, meaning that that will open up my Taunty to win, because that's mainly what I worry about. If it's booster speed, then it cannot one-shot me and I one-shot it back with Player Off essentially. Or basically I can also, because I'm physically defensive, I can take any like crunch into Earthquake from it, as long as it's not like boosted up alongside that turn. So that's pretty much it with the Tinkaton. And then we have my dedicated leader, a Choice Specs Timid Dragonite. Yeah, like offensive Dragonite, like Dragon Dance and Bandit set did not look good into him. And I kind of felt like I needed a surprise factor into him, because the main Pokemon that I worry about him leaning with and getting up hazard versus me is the Gliscor. So if I'm able to surprise that and being a timid nature, which I don't think he's speed creeping like max speed timid or Jolly Dragonite, I feel like he's speed creeping adamant, if anything. So with that in mind, I figured that I'm gonna go timid, because it didn't really matter in damage calcs for me to get the 1-8 KO being timid or modest, as long as I have my choice specs as well to things. So that's the Dragonite, a little bit of surprise factor hopefully for turn 1. And then we have a Choice Scarf Cyclizar in case I needed to revenge like a Roaring Moon. Like, let's say this Tinkaton fails to revenge it with Player Off entirely and lives it on Smiths and he has +1 speed. I want to have something that can then follow it up with a U-turn and then finish it off. So that's kind of like my fallback on into Roaring Moon if it's a setup or booster speed. And something would go wrong with Tinkaton. And yeah, that's gonna be the team game and the game plan roughly. So let's go and see how this battle goes. Alright, we are here with the battle for bracket games. Our first opponent for the brackets in order to make the top 8 will be J. Ricky, aka the Citrus Guy. And this is gonna be a tough matchup because he also has Ockerborn Wellspring just like my first game was. And he brings the Terra Ockerborn. He also has Terra Comfey, which is Terra Steel, which I need to make a note of. I'm gonna be bringing double Citrus Berry because of course I don't make the rules. I am playing the Mr. Citrus Guy, aka J. Ricky, so I had to include those to my team. I did have options to run different items on those two guys, being Petzeron and Tinglu, but I think Citrus Berries will be just fine. He also has Roaring Moon, Iron Crown, and a Gliscor. He didn't bring Rotom, which I'm slightly grateful of, even though it means that he brings his second option of Terra, which is Comfey. Mainly because Rotom could have burned a lot of my stuff. And I'm gonna just say you two as well. Okay, so I'm gonna be leading with my Choice Specs Dragonite, which is Timid Nature in case he's speed creeping like an Adamant version. With any of these guys, I don't think the Modest or Timid card should make it too much of a difference. And hopefully I'm able to catch something off guard. The things that would force me out turn 1. What would those be? Roaring Moon probably is the main one, or maybe Terrapagos. But if I catch something like a Gliscor as a lead, I'll just Ice Beam. I don't care if he tries to protect, because I find it a little risky for him to do that. And to be honest, versus his team when he has Comfey plus Terrapagos, it was hard for me to justify running a setup Dragonite, as he leads with the Comfey right away. Okay. He may go for a U-turn here, to be honest, to break my multi-scale. Part of me just wants to roll Hurricane here. Because if I get that damage off on him, it would be really nice. I could also go into my Petzeron. I think for now I'll go to Petzeron and not reveal my set. Because Choice Specs Hurricane wouldn't kill this Comfey, and I don't want my multi-scale being broken. I'll just use my Petzeron here as a pivot. I have Encore on Tinkaton just in case if this thing gets out of hand, but he does go for the U-turn. Safe pivot play from his side. It doesn't really intel too much other than he probably doesn't have recovery move if he's set up. Or he doesn't have like Terra Blast on it at all. It's one of the two that would indicate now. But he used it as a pivot lead here. And we'll see what he goes into. It's probably gonna be likely Gliscor. If it's gonna be Gliscor, I probably hard into my Dragonite and reposition myself to get the Dragonite in before the Stealth Rocks will go up. But he goes into Iron Crown. Okay. I mean, I have Mr. Loot for this. I'm not gonna think about that play too much, as the play will go very quickly. He may go for Calm Mind, but I have Citrus Berry to help taking the hits. As he goes for attacking Carter. How much does that do in total? No crits involved. That puts me at 336. If you're max special attack... Oh, this might be specs. Cause a raw Carter should have done a lot less. Yeah, that's looking to be specs. Okay, so it's specs Crown. Which is scary to deal with. Cause this is wearing me down for sure. Okay, but on his side he has Terrapagos to remove hazards. I could go for a Ruination. I could get up a Spike. I think I'll go for a Ruination. As he goes for Cutter again. But getting this Ruination off on this guy is still good, because that means it's gonna be in range of my Tornadus. Even if I don't have a nasty plot up, so I will definitely take that. And yeah, now it's matter of like, do I just go for the safe Earthquake, which is probably my play, because if he swaps into his immunity Gliscor, I have a play going to ride into my Dragonite after. I'll just do that. He may withdraw here. Yeah, as the Gliscor comes in. So I guess I could have played into that, but I wasn't in a position to really do that too safely. Like Earthquaking, I guess the Crown would have been a little bit better, but we'll live with that decision. It is still at 51% now, so that's good still for my Tornadus. The main things that I need to be able to accomplish now is breaking Terrapagos' shell and intensifying the Roaring Moon's item. Because if it's Scarf or boost to speed, I need my Tinkaton to help navigating around that in order for my Taunt to win. As he goes for Taunt. Fair enough. He didn't want me to get up any hazards on that point. Now he also knows that I cannot set up with this. Or I could drop a Draco, but honestly I kinda like Ice Beam here as well. I'll go for Ice Beam. Okay, he stays in and I'm faster than it. This should kill the Gliscor. Fantastic. Cool. That's what I was hoping this Dragonite set to do, to surprise him, both in speed creep and being a choice spec set. And I'm glad I didn't overthink that play at all. I'm not sure, depending on his spread, he doesn't know yet if I'm specs or not. He can, like, consider based on how I played it to be specs. But if he was, like, physically defensive with it, then, like, max special attack Ice Beam could have just got the job done regardless. As the Iron Crown comes in, which is scary Pokemon for me to deal with right now. What's my value maintaining this Dragonite still? It could outpace the Terrapagos or be able to live a hit from Okerban because there's no hazard, so actually keeping you around is worthwhile because now there's no way for you to break my multi-scale with hazards. Do I just have to let my Tinglu go down here? It's either that or I go into Charles and get a free switching because Charles doesn't have amazing time here. Tinglu would be nice to keep for the Terrapagos, so I think unfortunately I probably sack Cyclizar here. Hopefully I don't regret it if I don't navigate around the Roaring Moon well enough, if it's choiced, but I think I'd rather just let this go down. Yeah. Unfortunately we have to let go a Pokemon there so he's able to do that trade. But now I have opportunity to go into Torn and get that Terra off as well, which can be really crucial. I don't think I have another play in the matter regardless. I also am playing with a new controller, so I may have to like slow down every now and then to make sure I'm pressing the right buttons. But I do want to Terralize here because it means that I become a resist to Okerban's hits. And I just want to go for a Heat Wave. As he does withdraw. Comfey comes in, which is probably honestly fine, because I get a big hit on this. If it's not stab, even if it's not stab. As we get up the Heat Wave, which this does a decent amount. I did about 35% if I had to guess. I don't have those fancy things on my like HP bars anymore that I used to do back in the day. Okay, so Bleakning Storm could do a lot here. So would Terra Blast as well. I think we just go for the Bleakning Storm. Just get a huge hit off on this. Yeah, that's massive. He may just go for a U-turn here, which would be super effective hit on me, but like weakening that thing down means that you have way less swappings into this and the Dragonite, if I position them correctly. So that comfy is now, I would think, like below 20%. As the Terrapagos comes in. And I don't frankly have a better choice, even if it means that I'm getting hit by Ice Beam very soon, other than going to my Tinglu here. Because if Tinglu does get 2 at KO'd, I'd rather get a free swapping into Dragonite and break this thing's multi-skill. Or go into you, honestly, on a Encore. But Tinglu is the play. Even if this means it's a free Ice Beam for him. He does go for Dark Pulse instead. Okay. So he was expecting my Petzeron to be Spedef for this. I think that's basically what that indicates. Here I have a free Earthquake. Yeah, Earthquake is the play. It's fully accurate and there's no immunities left unless he's packing Air Balloon on something. He does withdraw. Comfy to be a likely sack. Oh, he goes into Hot Ogerpon. That's probably okay still. This is still a resist hit. But like that should help me versus the 24 play 4 play damage on it. So Ogerpon is now around 80% as well. It also helps me to get up a Terra Blast on this Ogerpon with my Torn to getting that damage off on it. So Terrapagos has revealed Dark Pulse. He does make a double. Man said before this game he didn't like do any practices and whatever, but he is fighting back still. Well, fighting back I don't think it's necessarily in my advantage yet. Anyways, he does go into this. Does he wanna Terralize this? Or what's the reasoning behind this play? I'm not quite certain. I'm not quite certain what the play was here for him. He could use this turn to Synthesis. He could do that. I'll go into Taunt because I feel like he might try to recover here. Let's see. And if he Terralizes, then Heatwave is super free. He does just U-turn. Okay. So maybe that was too hesitant of me of making that play, but now he has to go into Terrapagos or Timon. He cannot check this with anything else. Yeah, the Terrapagos does come in. I guess he's trying to get like understanding like how I'm planning to play around this. He could now go for the Ice Beam or even Earth Power. But I'll still use Tinglu as the swap in. Because right now it's all about just positioning my Torn and hopefully able to just sweep with it. He goes for the Terra Starstorm. Okay. We should be able to live another. I think Earthquake is still fine. I don't want to mess around with accuracy. As he still just goes to the Ogerpon. And again, like any kind of chip on this Ogerpon is putting him in range of my Taunt, which is what I really just need right now. And once he just decides to Terra, I don't have to play around in my, I guess on my own head, any kind of 50-50s with that config. Like realistically, he should always Terralize this. But he does go for Synthesis. Okay. But now here's the thing, you have to swap into this guy now. I could go for a 4-play. Because that hits the crown. As well. What's the sequence of plays here? I think I cannot go for Hex because I don't want Terrapagos to come in for free. I think the play is 4-play. As he does Terralize. Okay, so this thing is now Terralized. And it's like full HP. Currently, at least. Okay. So this is the scary Pokemon for me to deal with, because my draft, being a hard balance, does get Focus Energy. Oh, that's disgusting, Seth. Why are you doing this? Focus Energy. Okay. So he could Synthesis here. He should have Ivy Katsu plus Play Rough. He doesn't have too many Synthesis, so I feel like a 4-playing always is fine. Right. Yeah, I think 4-play is just the play here. I feel like he's committed to stay in regardless, so he goes for the Ivy Katsu, which is gonna do a lot. Yep. But we have that Citrus Berry, baby! Shoutouts to Jay Ricky, of course, our opponent, who obviously created the Citrus Berry. Big lore if you didn't know this by now. Okay. So, I could still do the same play here. If he withdraws, what he would withdraw into? Roaring Moon, maybe? So technically, I could go for Malignant Chain. But part of me wants to be able to just take this thing out. Let me see how much the Ogerpon takes from this. Terra Water. That's close of killing it. I feel like Malignant Chain should be fine. He does go for the Synthesis. Hopefully we snag this poison off on him. We don't snag the poison, which means we have to 4-play. But it's still around 50%, so this Terra Blast should still do a lot to this Ogerpon. We live. And we get up a 4-play. And it barely lives. I'll just press 4-play again. He's probably just gonna finish me off. But this thing is now very low. This might be like, I would say like 8%. It's been a good game thus far. It's been really close, and like we are obviously nowhere close of like the end of it. Okay, there's a crit. Why hacks? That's crazy. We go into Torn. I would like to think he's not jolly with this. Even if he's jolly, he shouldn't kill me with a crit, because I am full HP. So regardless, this should be fine, and I just press the fully accurate move to finish this. Either I'm finishing this off, or I'm finishing off the Comfey with this. Or he's giving me Terra Shell on the Terrapagos as well. It's one of those that would happen here. Like I like the only way he can really play around this without giving me a kill is going to Terrapagos. Or maybe Roaring Moon. Okay, so I'm assuming Comfey goes down. Oh, Iron Karana comes in. Is he trying to play around like Heatwave or thinking that this is not valuable anymore? I mean, I'll take Iron Crown here freely. I don't mind that. And I don't want to deal with damage rolls there, so I'll just go for a Heatwave. And we take out the Iron Crown. Fantastic. So, both of his Terramons and already used his Terra are very low. So now it's just a matter of navigating around Roaring Moon and Terrapagos. And the way he's preserving that Roaring Moon, it makes me think that it's a booster set. And that's the vibe that I'm getting out of it. I mean, my play is always going to Tinglu. I think unfortunately I just have to suck that as well. I haven't seen his full moveset yet either. He has Terra Starstorm. I could see it being honestly Rapid Spin and Earth Power. So my Taunty can potentially like live a hit from this. But at this point I can kinda use my Dragonite to break the multi-scale on this. At least I would like to think that's the case that I can do. How much is this Terrapagos taking? It will take 28. And then when it's... Yeah, I cannot fully kill this guy yet. So now this is a time where I probably have to use my Dragonite's multi-scale to my best use to force either this to break its shell, or I'm able to force a sack. It's my best way of forcing those cases. I could go for a Hurricane here. Specs Hurricane looks free and there's like no resistance remaining. I don't give Ogerpon a free synthesis. Same goes for Comfey. We press that. As we miss. No? Wait. We don't miss. For a second I thought we did miss that, but never mind, we break the shell with that. Fantastic. Okay, good job, Dragonite. So we broke the shell. Which is really the main thing that I really needed you to do. Because it's getting to be in a range of my Torn. Yeah. We go for it again. As we go for another Hurricane. It doesn't kill, but we get a Confusion. Hold on. Hold. Hold. Ah. Okay. But be able to 1v1 this Terrapagos like this has been pretty good for me, I'd say. We go for another Hurricane. We do unfortunately now miss. Does he go for Rapid Spin for this speed? Oh, he does have to worry about this still. Hold on. No, he does go for the Terra Starstorm, so he doesn't go for Rapid Spin kill. But now this Terrapagos is very low. I'm gonna maintain the Air Balloon for the Roaring Moon, because that thing is still the big threat in the back. For now, Terraplast Grass will claim a kill. So we're gonna just press that. And Terrapagos dies. We still haven't seen the Roaring Moon set. It could be also a loaded dice set. He goes into Comfey first. Is he trying to catch like more Life Orb recall? What's going on? I could go for a nasty plot, because then if that Roaring Moon is not what I think it is, I should be fine. Like at +2, I force the Roaring Moon to attack me. I'll go for nasty plot. Yeah, he does go for synthesis. But now we are at +2. And now, Comfey, if you just max HP, Terra Blast can just straight out kill you. Well, we should definitely kill from that range. So I just go for Terra Blast here. Could be in a game-winning position here, depending on Roaring Moon's item. But I really expect the way he's been preserving it to be booster. Maybe loaded dice. Definitely a setup set, is what I'm thinking. Okay, this might just kill. It doesn't. Okay. I mean, next one should kill even if you synthesis. I don't think I overplay this. I just press the button again. You cannot got this. He might just be doing this in order to get me in a range of the Roaring Moon. We probably may need that. And to be honest, like, where else is he gonna be going here? This is the only way he can rack any kind of recoil on me, or any kind of damage. So Comfey does go down. And we are at +2. We only have one Pokemon that can deal with me right now, which is the Roaring Moon. Yeah, okay. What are you? Can we see a potential booster? We do see a booster. Attack. Oh. Okay. So at +2, Roaring Moon should die. He literally just should die here, so we go for that. And we land it, come on. Yes! Let's go! We are beating J. Ricky in the first bracket rounds. I'm pretty sure, unless that's like a timid, jolly, Ogrebon. That is literally the only way. Do you even kill me? Do I need to like scout for a jolly here? Because I'm modest myself. What range am I? 183. I should be fine. So we just press Terra Blast. Yep. We are faster than him, because he also went Adamant Nature versus me, because he was able to, which made all sense. But just like that, we are able to beat J. Ricky. And I do know who I play next, but in case of the uploading that are a little bit delayed, I don't want to spoil my next opponent yet. But I'm excited about the opportunity who I get to play in the next phase of the brackets. But good game to J. Ricky, make sure to check him out, he makes fantastic content himself. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna be see you guys later.